Welcome back to the 245 podcast, which is the number of hours we have spent in this studio this year, down to the very hour.
So many hours.
Woo!
So many hours.
Here we are.
What a crazy coincidence that it ended up being exactly 245 hours.
We did not plan that.
We didn't plan that at all, and it just happened.
I've actually had a timer in the background going on my phone every time we record an episode. Even if I'm not there, I just know when you guys are recording, it's going. The timer's going.
He just uses Life 360 and just does it.
Yeah, facts.
Okay, Mike, who's in the studio?
Who's in the studio? Big day. We got me, Micah, Mitch here with me in the studio.
Woo!
And that's it for the studio. In the timeout studio, because they were
The plebeians.
Bad. They were bad today. We got Evan Olstad is here.
Oh, yeah.
We got
Dad.
Joey Ritzma, as usual. And Josh Cruz
Correct. I'm
is
here too.
for probably his... that was so like...
So dead.
I'm here too, guys.
It's not like
Really-
sadness from inside out.
Really happy about it. No, I'm just sad because I'm about to head back to Dort, and then this will become the real 245 podcast again because I'll have to call in. It'll be much less fun.
Oh, yeah,
It'll
that's
still be
right.
good.
It's the Zero
Yeah.
podcast right now.
I was
Correct.
about to say this is probably your last. Well, this is your last episode in the studio, which is sad. So
But I mean, we're going out with a bang. This
going
is
out with a bang.
Fact.
50th episode,
Season 1 finale.
season 1 finale. Now, you might be wondering, guys, I'm pretty sure there's 52 episodes, weeks in a year.
Yes.
We're taking 2 weeks off.
Wow, you're just going ahead and
Christmas and
saying
Easter.
it.
We
Yeah.
deserve it.
We deserve it. Yeah.
I don't think we deserve it. We just decided that that's what we're doing.
We definitely deserve it.
We were like just trying to plan how we'd end the season, and we arbitrarily decided that. Actually, this isn't arbitrary. I just thought 50 seemed like a nice whole number to like have that as a season. And then that leaves us like 2 weeks of leeway that we can kind of take a break because school is starting up. It's going to be busy. And yeah,
The timing actually works out like perfect.
it does.
Like right when everyone's moving back, moving
Man, we're
in.
smart.
And just disclaimer, we're recording this like 2.5 weeks before it's coming out.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So yeah,
The previous 2 episodes have not even been released yet,
correct.
but you guys have heard of them.
So
Yeah.
we're basically really far ahead because we're all going to get busy here real soon. So we're just working ahead and then we'll be set.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Thanks, Mitch.
Okay. What are we doing here? What's the first thing that we're doing here?
Wait, did you guys hear it?
Yeah, I heard it.
Same.
Oh, yeah. What was
Obviously.
See, I didn't hear
It's
it.
the male tone.
That's why I asked.
Joey, maybe next season.
No, I just have
Maybe.
no faith.
We could try like setting it at a different male tone, and maybe you'll hear that.
Yeah,
more.
Maybe.
Maybe
I think
we got to change the frequency.
change our notification settings.
Yeah.
It'll be a different
True.
frequency so he can hear it.
Yeah.
Turn
Yeah.
the ringer on, maybe?
Yeah.
Joey's been
Been on
silent mode this
vibrate
whole year.
time.
Oh, Joey turned it off. That's what it was.
Oh my goodness.
Hold on.
It all
Let me,
makes sense.
let me switch it back on. There we go. Now it's on.
All right.
Well, it already went off. So
Stay
it's too
tuned for
late.
next season where
Yeah.
Joey hears the male tone.
It'll be insane,
Yeah.
revolutionary. Anyways, we're doing mail because we don't want to get too behind on all of your all's emails. So we're going to read some of them. Mike, you want to start off?
I would love to start off. Here we got our email from Michael Johnson, frequent emailer. He is subject Tim Sawyer. So this is about our Tim Sawyer podcast. He said, as a fellow choir guy, I can attest to Tim Sawyer making a difference in many people's lives here on campus. It's amazing how God can use one man to change so many people for good. This week's random question. If you could bring the entire world back to a different century, which one would it be? It cannot be the 21st century. I don't know. I guess that kind of sounds like a Q&A episode question, but we could answer it now.
We can do it quick.
Quick fire.
I'm doing like 0th century.
I was literally going to say the same
so
thing.
we can hang out with Jesus. That's what I want to do. That'd be wild.
It's a pretty good
took
answer.
that from
actually.
Could you imagine if all the modern day people got to like hear about Jesus? That'd be so sick.
I would probably...
I want to hang out with Jesus.
I would say the same thing.
Okay, that's just uncreative and boring.
What, you say I can't see Jesus?
No, I'm saying
Sinner.
you can't pick Jesus, as I already did.
Okay, ministry major.
Yeah.
He only has time for one person in his schedule.
Yep. He's a busy man. Jesus is a very busy man.
Mitch, what's your answer?
Josh, what's your answer? I need time.
Okay. I'm going to go with the 17th century
That's a solid
just
century.
because, well, it might not be fun to live in actually. It was like pretty hectic, but
If
it was
you're a
like when
woman,
the
that's
when the
like-
French Revolution was going on and like the United States was gaining independence. Just sounds like a wild time to live and it would be interesting.
That would be a wild
would be.
time. Yeah. Evan?
I don't know. I
Mitch?
feel like
Maybe like I was gonna say the first century, so you could see the spread of Christianity. I was going in the same thing with you,
Like the
Joey.
early church.
Yeah,
That would be wild
and
too.
like see the fire that spreads.
Literally.
Literally.
I'm gonna say like 1800s, kind of like right when the U.S. was starting. I feel like
Okay.
kind of
Like
similar to
Civil
Josh
War
James.
era,
Yeah,
just a little later.
yeah,
That would be really cool.
yeah.
Epic.
Epic.
Yeah, Evan would be sniping the South in those battles.
Oh yeah, Confederates, baby. Just kidding.
Is that the end of Michael's email?
Yeah.
Okay, I have a quick comment I got to make that my dad said. My dad absolutely loved Tim Sawyer and was like, yeah, he is so based about everything. And then he said something like, yeah, if him, Hornbeak, and Jason ever wanted to come over for dinner, they are all invited whenever they want. I
No
was like,
way.
okay, I'll put that out
Make
there. and
it happen.
We'll just see what happens. We'll see
So
what
if
happens.
you guys are ever starving, head to the Ritzmas. Or sorry, the Rizmas.
the
Rizmas.
Rizmas, but only if your name is Tim Sawyer, Dr. Hornbeak, or Jason Sharp.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Then you're good.
Yep. Okay. End of my comment.
Awesome. Next email is from Google account teams.
Yeah.
We actually have 2 email from Google.
Wow.
Honestly, they might be our most frequent emailer. So
This is
we're
a
just
long
going to get
email.
these both out of the way. I'm not going to read them because they're pretty boring, but Google, once again, is just looking out for us. The first one is about updating our Google account inactivity policy. And it was basically Google kindly letting us know that if we stop using our account, it would eventually get deleted. But
Dang.
we're going to keep using our account, so I'm not too worried about it. But it was nice that Google thought of us. And the second one is about Google domains because I bought our domain, the245podcast.com, through Google domains.
Yes.
And this email is interesting. It says that
It
Squarespace recently announced that it entered into an agreement to purchase all domain name registrations and related customer accounts from Google domains. So basically, Squarespace is buying all the domains that Google owned. And because we have a Google domain, it'll now be like owned by Squarespace instead of Google domains. And then it says, what happens now? And then it says, nothing. So
Nice.
Basically, nothing will change.
well, hey,
nothing
isn't
will
that
change
good?
except the ownership of our domain. I don't think we'll like lose it. Hopefully they don't change
Yeah,
what,
could you make
what it costs.
I've seen a lot of domains from a lot of different websites, and they all cost around the amount that we paid, so I'm not really worried. I got the same email for my business account for my everclarkproductions.com shameless plug website.
We got
But they're just keeping us informed. So
Okay.
I thought it was kind of them.
Thanks, Google.
Micah, you can take the next
Yeah,
one or two.
I got it. The next one is from Josh Husted, second time emailer.
Oh,
This
let's
is
go.
Josh Hustedy, Caleb Hustedy's brother. Very simple email. He said, Mitch equals iconic.
Yes.
Micah equals chill cool. Joey equals make us all laugh. Josh equals distant yet far.
So the thing is,
Distant yet far.
distant
brings
yet
us-
far doesn't make sense because yet implies like a contrasting word. But distant and far are the same.
And brings us back to the topic.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Josh
I don't
is
know
a
if
rock.
that's a compliment or not.
Yeah.
Also, my sister wants merch, so I'm her ambassador. All right.
Did she buy merch?
Nice.
I have no idea what
Because
that
that's
means.
like the one way to get merch is to buy it. And you
Yep.
can't do that anymore, unfortunately.
Nope.
Nope. It's coming soon. Next email is from Josh Sherrard. And if you guys remember, Matthew Sherrard was someone that toured UNW, heard about the podcast through me, started listening to it. After listening to the podcast, found out that he was childhood friends with Justin, who's Josh's brother.
What?
But now this Josh Sherrard is Matthew's younger brother.
This
So,
is
dude,
Dude, the
wild.
connections
not
are
follow
crazy.
that.
Yeah.
So Josh says, my brother Matthew showed me your guys' podcast, and it's pretty cool. It's very enjoyable to listen to. Keep podcasting.
Wow.
We
We'll
will.
do, Josh.
That's so
We
wholesome.
will keep podcasting.
With your permission, we will now start.
Yeah.
For those of you who didn't
podcasting.
follow, Matthew Sherrard is Justin's childhood friend, also toured UNW and met Micah, which is how he heard about the podcast. Josh, who emailed, is Matthew's brother.
There you go.
Oh, I see.
So yeah, a brother of a random person.
Brother of a random person.
Yeah.
All right. Next, that's all the just regular mail. Next, we're gonna, because this is the season finale, we're just gonna talk about highlights from the first season of the 245 podcast. So, Mike, I think he put it on our Instagram story asking for highlights. And he also sent out an email to, I think, everyone who has emailed the podcast, just asking for highlights. So we have quite a few emails, and I'm assuming you got a few Instagram responses as well.
Yes,
so we're just going to go through those and see different people's highlights from the year.
I will do the Instagram ones first because there's not as many of those. The first one is from Annika Stone. This is her highlight. It was from this time mark, 1 hour and 1 minute into her episode with Josh hyping himself up. And do you remember what this is, Josh?
No, I don't.
She told me this a couple days ago too. Apparently, you were like trying to think of something or something.
It was for his bucket list.
Oh, it was for his bucket list. And apparently, you went like, okay, 3, 2, 1, go, and then said your bucket list item, and you were like hyping yourself.
I do remember that.
Yes.
Like I was like, okay, Josh, 1, 2, 3, think, or something like that.
And she thought that was really funny for some reason.
I'm glad you enjoyed that, Annika. That's something that I just forgot about, but
So
glad it
that's
was
her.
someone's highlight.
That's her highlight. Next is from Maddie Faye, who I think is Joey's
That's my cousin. Yeah. Yep.
She says, sorry, not sorry, but Braden episodes are the best episodes. I don't know what these episodes are because
Only been one.
I think it's only
only
been one. Maybe she's just predicting the future.
Yeah, probably.
Maybe.
Maybe.
We're all winking.
Yeah.
Wink, wink.
Huh.
You might be back.
Mitch is just a villager.
It's like the end of Marvel movies.
SBC.
Wait.
The end of Marvel movies where it says Braden Ritzma will return.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Next is Kelsey Reynolds. She said, I was honored to be a guest at the beginning of the season, which was a blast. Also, I personally loved the Hornbeak episode. It was cool to hear him interact with students. Y'all are pimps, and I love the 245 podcast. Oh, and merch go crazy. That's what she said.
Yeah,
That
it
sounds like a
does.
student pastor email right there.
Yep.
Bing bong.
And then Johnny Hagan says, Annika Dykstra talking about Mr. V because I was dying listening to it.
That was pretty wild.
Dude, I literally mentioned that in the
Could you
pre-show.
imagine, Josh? That could have not been in the episode if you would have edited it.
Yeah, what a shame. This is why I'm just chief editor now. Guys, we should look through. Oh, I'm going to add that stat actually. We'll talk about that later. Never mind.
Oh, I know
Sneak
what you mean.
peek.
Yeah.
So we get to some of the email responses here.
Yeah,
Yeah.
for sure. I got the first one. This is from, so Micah sent out an email to everyone. The first one is from Mail Delivery Subsystem.
Oops.
It says address not found because Micah mistyped Kelsey's email. So thankfully she responded on Instagram and
Yeah.
didn't get the email.
I was going to fix it, but she had already responded on Instagram at that
Yeah.
point. I typed her email, kelseyreynolds23 at gmailc.com.
So he just put the dot after the C instead of before.
Yeah.
Anyways, our first actual response is from Willem Bruin. And he says, hey guys, I think my favorite moment from this epic season of the 245 podcast was all the Q&A episodes, or every time Joey would absolutely die laughing, which, might I say, happens frequently. So
Yes.
I'm glad we could constantly keep you highlighted. Keep doing what you're doing, and I'm excited for next season. Thanks, Willem.
So
Thanks,
are we.
Willem.
Oh,
Mike, you can
Next.
take the
Going.
next one.
Braden Ritzma. Joey crying while watching Outer Banks. Don't let him read Charlotte's Web. LOL. What does that mean?
Dude, well, like, it's just a joke that, because, like, Charlotte's Web is super sad.
Oh,
So,
okay.
like,
Yeah,
don't
but
let-
when were you crying watching
Yeah.
Outer Banks on the podcast?
we didn't talk about this.
No.
We've never talked about this on the podcast.
I don't know.
No, it's like Braden just thought it was a highlight from the year in general.
Okay, I'm gonna give the viewers.
Was it when you and Evan would
great
watch it in
gift.
our dorm freshman year?
No.
That was intense.
It was
actually.
so intense. Me and Evan bonded over that.
You would watch it on your monitor, not even the
Yeah,
TV.
not on the TV. So I don't know how Bray figured this out. I think it was actually at the dinner table, not on the podcast. So I'm confused how he knows. But I actually cried during watching Outer Banks. It was the first season. It was really weird. You guys are all going to think it's weird, but it'll make sense. It's with JJ, right? Character in Outer Banks. He buys a hot tub, like, for all of his friends, right? And if you watch this show, this is kind of spoiling, but, like, JJ's, like, abused by his dad. It's, like, super sad in the series. So he's, like, trying to be, like, nice for his friends and buys him a hot tub. And all of his friends, like, come around and they see the hot tub and then they start getting like mad at him for being stupid, and then he just like breaks down and is like, I just want to do something nice for my friends. And I don't know why, but I just like cried a little. I don't know. It was just very wholesome.
Can I get a hot tub?
Yeah.
Evan, do you remember that part?
I didn't watch it with you.
Yeah, I'm trying to remember. I don't know.
I thought you were going to say that he bought a hot tub and then none of his friends wanted to play in the hot tub.
No.
So that's why you cried.
Guys, can you give me like a 30-second rundown of what Outer Banks is? Because I don't know.
I don't even know. I don't know either.
I gotcha. It's a TV show that was like super popular a few years ago, and they're still making seasons about it.
They still are?
Yeah, they're still making seasons.
Wow.
And the first season's really good, but I guess I won't really explain the plot because it'll take
Okay.
really long. It's not that good of a show. It's not that good. But,
So Evan and Joey, you watch it?
well,
We watched the second. Was it the second season?
I think we watched
together?
the first. It was Yes, we watched. Yeah,
Yeah, because the
'cause-
plot twist. Man,
Yeah,
right?
the plot
I
twist.
called that.
You did call that. Yeah. Me and Evan watched that. Yeah. It was really good. And it was bonding time for me and Evan. But it's not that good of a show. Anyways, moving on.
Moving on. Our next email is from Michael Johnson, who has a highlight. He says, howdy ho. As I have mentioned, I started listening to the podcast at episode 30 and have slowly been going back and listening to other episodes. I really liked the episode with Brayden and the raccoon story from Jake. Well worth a listen.
Another Brayden highlight
Yep.
and raccoon story.
Yep.
That was one of my favorite parts too.
It was wild.
So funny.
It was really funny. Mike, you got the next one?
This is from my dad, John Clark. He said, first of all, like, how do you only pick like one episode? Like, that's impossible. He said they're all amazing and fun in different ways. He did his best and narrowed it down to his top 5 episodes or moments in chronological order.
Okay.
So starting number 1, favorite moment. The Origin podcast, along with the 4 high school recap episodes.
That's one.
So that's
Nice.
his favorite episodes, I guess.
Okay.
Is
Okay.
those. Second, the one with Bray Riz. is what he
Let's
says.
go.
Brayden's popular.
Yep.
Third, the one featuring Bucket List with the OG Stoner.
That was Boston.
4, looking back at high school with Annika and Adele. And 5, the story about the raccoon.
Wow.
Okay, that's another mention.
Being dispatched to the big tree in the sky, as told by Jake Ritzma, and the DQ Puppy Cup Sprint story as told by Mitchell Pfeiffer.
Yes.
I like to embellish Mitch's story in my own mind by imagining him sliding across the hoods of cars and taking flying leaps over the gas pumps at Quick Trip to deliver that 5-star service. Bonus favorite,
know it.
the Outdoor Podcast. It's cool to watch
Oh,
the video
yeah.
version.
That was good.
And he enjoyed a lot of the interviews, like Hornbeak, Mr. Teen, and he looks forward to listening every Friday and looking forward to season 2. Sincerely, your loyal fan, John Clark, aka Micah's dad, heart emoji. So
Aw.
it was a longer email, so I kind of just summed it up, but that's what my dad said.
Nice.
The next one is from my dad. He says, hey boys, congrats on the milestone of 50 episodes. Well done. I noted that I've listened to all of the podcasts at some point. I really enjoyed the early days with your high school memories and interviewing Mr. Teen. But then he says, I think I still remember number 21 where you talked about AI and ChatGPT because I had just been doing some reading and thinking about this, and it was good to hear your take on it. You brought up some good thoughts about the topic and spurred me on for future thinking. That's what a good podcast should do. I also bring you greetings from a friend, and we need to guess who it is. So this is kind of interesting. Basically, he asked ChatGPT to write us like a congratulatory message in the tone of a certain person. So I'm going to read the message, and you guys need to guess
Oh, okay.
who the
Dude,
person
this
is. I think
is it
you'll
Mr.
get it.
VB?
How would ChatGPT know,
I don't know.
how to write
No,
in the
this
tone of
has to be
Mr.
some
VB?
well-known person.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, Mitch is correct.
Abe Lincoln.
Trump.
Guys,
Let
just
him read the
let
email.
me read it. And also, Trump would be funny. It's
Yeah,
not
that'd
Trump spoiler. I'm going to ask ChatGPT.
Your
to do that,
guys'
though. That'd be
podcast is
hilarious.
like a wall. I want to build it up.
Oh my goodness. That'd be so good.
Trump sponsors our podcast.
All right, here we go.
ChatGPT, still waiting.
I extend to you my most heartfelt felicitations on the occasion of your 50th episode. It is with a sense of genuine delight that I find myself pausing amidst the pages of Narnia to acknowledge this remarkable milestone in your auditory endeavors. Let this 50th episode serve as a testament to your commitment, creativity, and intellectual curiosity. You have woven a tapestry of ideas that stretches beyond the confines of mere digital sound waves. You have opened doorways to realms of contemplation and dialogue that beckon the curious and contemplative alike. May your future endeavors be as prosperous as your past have been fruitful. Continue to steer the ship of discourse through the seas of insight, inviting fellow minds to set sail with you upon the waters of discovery. As I once wrote, there are far, far better things ahead than any we leave behind. May your podcast journey be filled with anticipation of those better things, and may your voices continue to resonate with wisdom and wonder.
C.S. Lewis.
Yeah.
Yoda.
Good, Evan.
Almost.
I mean,
Almost.
I mean, the Narnia thing kind of gave it away.
Yeah,
Would you
No.
have gotten it otherwise, Joey?
No, I wouldn't have.
I feel like
I was going to
otherwise
say
it's
like
just
Winston
like
Churchill.
an intellectual,
Yeah.
like,
Yeah, it was
from
just-
the 19th century. But
Yeah.
Sounds very well written.
yeah.
yeah. But
You- I-
his prompt was, oh heck, where'd it go? There it is. His prompt for that was write a congratulatory message in the tone of C.S. Lewis to the 245 podcasters on their 50th episode.
wow. Man, ChatGPT is so cool.
I
Wow.
didn't know it could do tones, like kind of write in a
Yeah.
style.
I'm
That's
gonna
crazy.
ask it to do Yoda and Trump, and we'll maybe read those later, depending on how good they are.
That'd be so good.
Congratulate you, I will.
This is all so
Mitch
good.
will read that one.
Mitch
if,
will read that
if
email.
we get it.
Congratulate you later.
And
Evan, that was
Evan will
kinda.
read the Trump one.
Evan, I'm gonna say this because I'm your friend, but that was pretty bad.
Come on.
Evan will read it because he needs to work on his Trump impersonation.
I'm just saying because I love you.
Thank you.
All right,
Tough love.
You want to get the next one?
Yeah, I got you. Hello, fine. Oh, I should probably say who this is from.
Miss Birdziak.
Gideon Love.
Oh,
She does say fine gentleman, though.
I know. That's what my guess was. I'm used to just guessing emails now after the first one.
I haven't been listening to the podcast for very long, but it has already become a favorite of mine. My top 3 episodes in no particular order. The one with Mr. Teen, because it was
Facts.
funny and had intellectual discussions. The one with Tim Sawyer for the same reasons. And the Braden episode.
Let's go.
Because it's hilarious. It's Braden, and it was the first episode I listened to. A favorite moment would be Jake's raccoon story.
Oh my goodness.
Okay.
Wow.
Your brothers are
Absolutely
apparently
carrying
the
it.
highlight of our podcast,
Yeah.
not us.
I think we should
Charismas
just-
are just carrying this podcast.
We should just step aside and let them do the thing.
Braden and Jake podcast would be.
Oh, it'd be wild.
Crazy.
It'd be wild.
He also appreciated the video episode. He hopes we can continue to crank out bangers in season 2. Your number one fan whose name starts with a G, Gideon Love.
There you go.
Also, I would like to interrupt this program to say that Dana responded to an email from the previous episode. You see that, Josh?
Oh, wow.
So
1 minute ago.
yeah, she was saying we responded to her email about how she said that we were saying she wasn't real.
Oh, did she finally drive back?
And we said that we're willing to recognize Dana as a real person if she brings us purple Doritos and chocolate milk. And she responded and said, I'm sorry I didn't stop on my way back. My van broke down. I got stranded on the highway for a couple hours. I didn't feel like I could venture off the path.
Oh.
However, being on the podcast sounds so fun. I'd be down for it. Because we also said that it'd be fun to have her on sometime. So
It would.
Deal.
That'd
Yeah.
be so good.
Will we acknowledge Dana as real if she's on the podcast?
Yeah. You know what
Yeah.
we should do though? I don't want to meet her and then let's like be in the room with the podcast and let her walk in and let's like start the podcast. That'd be so wild.
I'm so down for
Yeah,
that.
but she'd be doing it from door. It's not like she would come
Well,
here.
yeah,
and
it's
do
when
it.
we go do it indoor.
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I'm
do it
pretty
indoor.
sure she would just be with me and call in.
Or we could just do it when we're at Dort.
Yeah.
Well, if you guys come to door, sure.
Oh, we'll come to Dort.
Oh, we'll come to wow.
See,
Josh,
that's what
I
you said.
promise.
Me and
last
Evan
year.
will. Me and Evan
Yeah.
will for sure. We're the only ones that love Josh.
Don't look at me like that. I was hard at work.
Okay. Next email, Josh,
This
you want to
was
read that?
planned like a month ago. Before.
And then
was
the
hard at
week
work.
before, Mitch is like, guys, I'm working. Okay, thanks. This one's from Justin. Probably my favorite episode was Talking with Teen. It was a great episode, especially the Stormtrooper story he told from when he was in high school. I also enjoyed the interview with Mr. Schumann as well. Those are 2 solid episodes.
Yeah.
I was listening to Mr. Schumann's the other day for trivia, and yeah, his story about his wife is one of my
Oh,
favorites.
it's so
Oh,
good.
yeah.
It's
Yeah.
such a good story.
Yeah.
All right.
It'd be fun to have Mr. Teen on again.
Maybe we should have Joey read the next one because it's from his cousin,
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. Do you want to hand me your laptop
Sure.
and I'll read it? Is it from Ben?
Cassidy.
Okay, I got the laptop. Man, is this the first time I've read an email on here? This is wild.
I think it is.
Okay. Okay. Hey, 245 boys. My favorite episodes so far have been the ones with Bray and Jake. She says, no bias here. The Forbidden movies and the Disney episode. As far as favorite moments go, mine have been any time that Joey laughs. Wow. Although I never appreciate when he talks negatively about theater kids. Insert disappointed look from me. I'm sorry, Cassidy.
Is Cassidy a theater kid?
No, she's different than every other theater kid in every other way. She just does theater, but she's not a theater kid.
So like me in high school.
No, you're a theater kid, Mike.
Okay.
Especially since I've listened to the majority of the podcast while driving to and from rehearsals this year. I love your face reveal so that I could actually see what everyone looks like, except for Joey.
She did not like Joey's face reveal.
I already knew what he looked like, but it was nice to put names to faces for everyone else. All in all, a great podcast, and I look forward to season 2. In parentheses, will there be a new intro song? Josh?
We'll see.
Josh?
I hadn't thought about that.
We've talked about it. We'll think about it.
We'll think about it. We want to make one
Yeah.
because
Put a pin in it.
That
would
was
be
our
sick
original
for it to be
plan.
our own.
It was our original plan for this season.
But then we just ran out of time.
Yeah.
We'll
Yeah.
think about it.
Yep. And then she says, insert amusing sign off here from Cassidy. And then she said, P.S. And it's a question for another Q&A episode. So we'll probably, actually, no, we do this really quick. We'll do this really quick. Any advice for senior year? School starts Wednesday, the 23rd.
Senior in
High school.
Okay.
Yes. Any advice that we have real quickly?
Is she someone that would like have a 4.0?
No, I don't.
Don't
think
be
so.
like Braden and Slide.
Ritzimas are not great at getting 4.0.
I'll say if you have a 4.0,
base.
then don't try to get a 4.0.
No. I would say do a lot of activities, hang out with your friends as much as possible because you're going off to college. And just like be good to people. If you just be good to people, things usually go well. But I'm not worried
Be the
about her doing
hands and
that.
feet of Jesus.
Yeah, because she's really good at that.
And also,
so.
your outlook affects more things than what is happening around you.
Oh,
Facts.
Josh with an absolute banger of a take.
And
Okay.
don't
That's
annoy
just what we did.
don't annoy administration.
Too much. A little poking with a stick is good to induce change, but if you get expelled, that's not.
We
as
definitely never poked this.
No,
I'm
we
going to
did-
poke it with a stick.
good.
Anyways, thank you, Cassidy, for the email. And you're not
Yes,
a
thank
theater
you.
kid.
Mike, you want to take the next one?
I would love to. This is from Matthew Sherrard, the guy who,
Yeah.
we talked about earlier.
Yep.
Hello, esteemed members of the 245 podcast. Ooh. So esteemed.
Why do you say it like that?
Look at the way TNT is sitting.
Because we are esteemed.
The distinguished gentleman.
There are many memorable moments from this podcast thus far. I'm not going to do that.
Oui.
However, the moment that stuck out to me most was in Justin's episode where he discussed taking a wrong turn at his conference track meet or cross country meet. I too was running in this meet. It was probably the most poorly marked race I've ever run. And I remember seeing him run off course along with the other lead runner. While in this race, I was very confused for a moment there. Until listening to your podcast, I did not realize it was Justin. I think overall, the fact that I started listening without realizing that I was childhood friends with Josh's brother has been a highlight from this podcast.
Wow.
So keep up the good work, Matthew Sherrard.
Thanks, Matthew.
That's so funny to me still.
Yeah, it's wild. Yeah.
All right. The next one is from Paul Mahoney.
Let's go.
He
Paul.
says, he says, hello, 245 boys. Congratulations on the completion of season 1 and your 50th episode. You guys have done a great job of putting out wholesome content over the last year. Hard to pick a favorite episode with so many highlights from the season. I've definitely enjoyed listening, and although I've only spent time with Josh in person, I feel like I know all of you pretty well through the lens of the podcast. Great job. Keep up the good work. Thank you.
He said Paul Mahoney, 245 national correspondent.
Oh,
Yeah,
I
because
like that.
he called in from Utah.
Yeah.
So-
I'm shocked he didn't say that as like his highlight. Like is he one of the only people that's like called in? Like,
He is the only person, I think.
well, my mom was on once for like
oh, right.
Oh, yeah.
15 seconds.
Well, wasn't she just like, okay, great.
yeah.
You're like, hey, Mom, you're on air. And
I
she's
think
like,
I talked to her and she didn't even like realize what that meant.
that's what I thought.
Yeah.
She's like,
I was
cool.
like, did she realize that she's like on the podcast?
Yeah.
You're like, I think so.
Yeah.
Probably didn't realize till she listened to it.
Yep.
So the only person who has intentionally called to be on the podcast.
Yes.
And you, Josh.
And me, but
Yeah,
that's different.
that doesn't count.
That's
yeah.
the whole point of the
He's a member.
podcast.
Yeah.
I can't wait to meet Paul in person.
I can't wait to.
Dude.
That'll be so much
Josh,
fun.
they don't live close to Dort. I was
No,
like,
hey,
can we meet him?
I would drive there. Sunday brunch. Let's do it. Let's drive all the way to.
I'll figure out when they're coming to Dort to visit Nicole, and then you guys can make that your weekend.
Okay.
And we're going to go out with them. You're going to stay back, and we're just going to go out with them.
Deal.
You and Nicole. We're not even bringing Nicole.
Yeah, we're just going to go hang out.
Paul, Heather, and Tyler and us. We're going out.
That would be so good. Tyler's been commenting on all my B reels, and I love it
It's been
so
funny.
much.
It's either just your name or like, what else has he said?
He says, "I like your cat, Joey."
Oh yeah, I saw that
yeah,
one.
it's really funny.
Anyways, thank you, Paul, for the email. I think we'll probably add you to the website as the 245 national correspondent.
I think that's a great idea.
Yeah.
I think that works.
That's a good one for the listeners' jobs.
Yeah. Mike, you want to take the last one?
I will take the last one. This is from Travis Dewar. He was me and Josh's youth pastor in we were at high school at our church. He's been listening, and he said, "Dear the boys, your pod's been a great addition to my weekly listening routine. I've enjoyed hearing you chat about a variety of topics with special guests and among your normal crew. Hearing Mr. Sawyer drop a Pella mention in episode 47 brought me great joy. Best pastries in the simulation."
Pella does have bussin' pastries.
I always love getting emails that have like the inside jokes
Like
that we
references in
have.
the
Yes.
podcast.
It's so trippy to me because it's like that's a joke we use, but it's like we've talked about it on the podcast. So him saying best pastries in the simulation is absolutely hilarious.
Because you know they listen.
Yeah,
Like they intentionally listen
Yep.
well
Yep.
when they do that.
That's so good.
I actually have one more person with a highlight. This is Kylie. She just texted me her highlight. She said, "When I found out from the podcast that you had a fever at the height of COVID during your back to school retreat,
Are you sure this isn't your mom?
my mom had the same reaction. She also said, being in the podcast room without Josh knowing, this is during the Braden episode. Remember Kylie
Oh,
sat
yeah.
in,
Yeah.
Josh was on the phone. She said, being in the podcast room without Josh knowing, him finding out and being uncomfortable. 'Cause he was like, do you remember what you said, Josh?
I said something like, "Oh, I didn't know you were listening. Like that makes me a little uncomfortable." And then said that I wasn't actually uncomfortable.
And then Braden emailed the next week about how like,
Josh, what the heck? People like 100 people listen to every episode. Why are you so like?
uncomfortable by one person
Uncomfortable.
being in the room.
Which was based, but also like
It's
It's
weird.
different.
Yeah.
Yeah. Probably should have told you that she was there, but
no, I don't care. It didn't actually bother me. I just thought it was funny.
Yeah.
that is funny. So that's all of our highlights, I think, from our fans,
Woo.
from the 245ers.
Yeah.
Can we get a golf clap?
Oh, yeah. It's been a while since we've done a golf clap.
Yeah.
We got to get one more in there.
Yep.
I feel like the rate of golf claps at the end of the season has kind of gone down.
Yep.
Yeah.
We'll remember to do more of those in season
Yeah.
2.
So like what's been all of our inside jokes? I feel like, golf clap is one, the simulation. What else have we done?
Dana's fake.
Dana's
Yeah,
fake.
that's one that popped into my head.
Joey can't hear the male
Male
tone,
sound.
though that's just like a fact.
That's real.
That's just true.
That's not a joke.
That's not a bit.
It's not funny to make people fun of people's hearing
What?
issues.
What?
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 Stop.
We've never listened to that song.
Guys, as the distant and far member, I must bring us back to the topic at hand.
No, not distant yet far.
Distant yet
Gosh.
far member.
So funny.
Have we had any other inside jokes?
I feel like there are like a lot that have come up like, I don't know, 2 or 3 times.
Yeah, there's
Yeah.
probably some niche ones.
Yeah.
Some
Yeah.
niche ones.
Niche.
Nice. So are we going to talk about some of our highlights?
Yeah, let's do that.
Okay. Who wants to start us off?
Joey.
Okay. I'll start us off. I'll probably do more episodes rather than specific moments. A lot of this, specific
it.
moments. Yeah, I got it. I can handle it. People already talked about, but I was just looking through some of the episodes. I think one of my favorites for sure was the one with Kelsey. That one's a lot more crazy now because that was like a year ago, and now it's me just like interning at Eaglebrook
And her working there?
and her working there. I think that like that's pretty wild and pretty cool. I think along with that, another highlight was when like the Eaglebrook staff were actually listening to that podcast.
Yeah.
And we were getting emails from like higher ups at Eaglebrook. And now that I've like seen those people, like in person. That's pretty cool. So that was fun. Like the high school ones were so good. I mean, that was just a classic one.
They're classic, yeah.
Yeah. But like some of the guests, one of my favorite ones was when Annika Stone came on. That was so much fun because I knew her and Micah knew each other a lot better. I didn't know her that well, but having her on the podcast was so much fun. And then Josh coming in halfway through.
Yep.
That was really great. And then
after that episode, me and Annika found out that we got in the same one act.
Yeah.
And had to kiss each other.
Yeah, that was wild.
That was so funny.
Having my brothers on, that was really fun. The fact that we were able to get Hornbeak to do it, that was
really cool.
That was wild.
It was hype.
I was standing in the lunch line with him yesterday, like in the burger line, and we were just talking about the podcast and stuff. And he said, I was telling him I needed him to sign this 245 poster we got. And he said, yeah, anytime to stop by the office and get it signed. Also, the office is done.
Oh,
by the
really?
way.
It's about time.
A bunch of us went in there and saw it. It looks really nice. So, yeah.
Yeah. So that one was fun. And then I was thinking the one with Mr. Teen. I remember like it was about an hour in and I was like, oh, we should probably start like wrapping this up. And then we proceeded to go on for another hour.
Yeah.
And it was just so wild. And he was like just so good to talk to. And then the outdoor podcast was also a ton of fun. So those are some of my favorite episodes. Popcorn, Mitch.
All right. I think one of my favorite moments was the Stormtrooper story told by Mr. Teen. I mean, there were just so many instances or stories in that episode that made it goated for me. But I mean, it's just stuff like that just kind of, I took the pull out of the thing. Hold on.
Mitch just pulled the mic pole out of the table.
This is recoverable.
Strength.
You got it, Mitch. There you go.
All right. Sorry.
He's so strong, guys.
How did you do that? How did you pull it out?
Dude, I don't know.
He's like that.
I'm like that.
I guess so.
I got dense muscular fibers.
For all that clicking in Minecraft.
Yep. The 14 CPS. Anyways. So, yeah, Mr. Teen was... sorry, what?
I remember when you had that as your... on the Gmail when you had 14 CPS. You guys remember
That's
that?
my status.
Yeah.
I had like my stars, my final kill death ratio, and then also like my clicks per second, and also my words per minute.
That was insane.
Yeah, that's a
so
random
good.
fact. I'm surprised you remember that. Anyways,
G-Chat.
G-Chat.
The good old days.
Speaking of G-Chat, Mr. Teen spoke against that. But, yeah, so that episode was really good. Let's see. Yeah, I thought the energy in the Annika Stone episode, that was like, I thought it was almost unmatched. Like the time it took for her to figure it out, listen to it, and then also have like the passion and the drive, like on the podcast to like be so like 110% in. I don't know. That was special. Popcorn Dad.
All right. I'd probably say my highlight was the first couple of the freshman year, sophomore year. I wasn't on the other two, but just like those memories and kind of like looking back on that was really fun. And that list, Josh, I think that you brought up of the just things we did freshman
memes
year.
and trends
Yeah,
one?
that was
Yeah.
like most of those I had just completely forgotten about, but
then as soon as they're mentioned, they all come flooding
unlocked
back.
a new.
Whoops, my anarchy symbol.
Yeah, just all those things that was super fun to look back on. Then I also like the outdoor one. That was pretty fun. Just being outside, new environment.
It was vibes for sure.
It was vibes. Yeah. Popcorn, Josh.
All right. I'm going to agree with Evan on the high school ones, and I'm going to kind of lump them because, yeah, it was just fun it was a good way to start the podcast, I think, because it was something we could talk about for a whole episode. And it was mostly just remembering things and talking about stuff that had happened. So that was a good way to start the podcast. And it was also just really fun to bring back some of those memories and reminisce. I would say, for some reason, I still just have really good memories of the first episode in my basement, which I think was the Christmas one, right?
Yeah,
that was
the year
good.
in review.
Looking back at 2022.
Yeah, because we've done a lot more in my basement this summer, but the first one there was just wild and fun.
The first podcast to span 2 days.
Yeah, I don't know about the content of that one because I really don't remember. I just remember it being fun.
It was
as
fun.
we were there.
Yeah.
Oh, favorite guest. It was fun to have Mr. Teen, of course. I really was glad we were able to talk to Mr. Schumann. I think he's really wise, and I enjoyed hearing from him and hearing about his story. And I really liked his story about how he met his wife. That was really fun too.
Mm-hmm.
And then I think I'll have to go the outdoor one too. It was just fun to sit on the deck. And I was really happy with how the video component of it turned out. It was just fun to go back and watch.
Yeah.
We've decided that the best part is Joey when he gets up and like you can see him hopping in the unfocused background.
See, Josh, this is the difference between you and me. I was brand building there. That's what I was doing. I was just making the content. That's what was going through my head. I'm
Joey
like,
was not
what?
being an ADHD kid
No.
who was looking
No.
at rabbits.
No.
He was way past. He
was-
was playing 5D chess.
I was playing 5D chess with our audience.
With multiverse time travel.
You just don't understand that. You learn in ministry classes how to
Hey
build
Joey,
brands.
I'm
It's
sorry
all
at the
right. You'll
time
get
that I was
there.
getting frustrated.
Okay.
I'm a Neanderthal and did not understand what you were doing.
I have an
So
It's all right, Josh. You'll get there one day. I have faith. I have
yeah,
faith.
I'll keep learning from
But
you.
yeah, leave the brand building to me. Okay.
You got it. Popcorn, Micah Clark.
I think my favorite guest, I mean, it has to be Mr. Teen.
I thought he was going to say Kylie and just.
Legally, it has to be Kylie. No, my
Illegally.
favorite episode and a guest was Mr. Teen. That was just so much fun because he was one of our favorite teachers in high school. I also just loved the Annika Stone one as well. That one was, again, so much energy. We just had a lot of fun there. A couple other like just random episodes that I really enjoyed. The Riz Dependence Day Adventures.
Yeah.
That one was so fun.
Yeah,
I don't
that
know
was
top
why.
tier.
That one was just a fun one.
Yeah.
And it's our number 9 episode.
Oh, really? Wow.
And I think it might be solely because of the name Riz Dependence
Oh,
Day
yeah.
Adventures.
Everyone's just so that piques their interest.
Yeah,
they're like, oh,
yeah.
what is that about?
I also love the again, I was gonna say the looking back at 2022 in Josh's basement was a classic. I mean, again, the classics were the high school ones. That's what started it all.
yeah.
2 of them are in our top 10. They're actually both in our top 5. They're freshman year is number 4 and junior year is number 5.
Oh, that's
They've
interesting.
survived this long.
Wow.
Wow.
And also Hornbeak.
Yeah.
Fun episode.
Can't go
Good
wrong.
to have him on. Love that. So those have been some of my highlights for sure. I think just general highlights, not episode based, has just been getting to consistently connect with all of you guys, especially Josh, being him or having him gone 245 miles away. I remember freshman year, we didn't talk a ton. We just FaceTimed every once in a while, but they weren't very long and they weren't really like conversation based a lot, but just getting to talk to you.
We use sign language.
Yeah. We use sign language.
Eye contact.
Eye
texted each
contact.
other.
We text each other while on FaceTime. No, those were more just like updates
Yeah.
about what's going on. But this has been updates and just getting to have fun with each other.
Yeah.
Because what we do here is kind of like what it's like when we hang out in real life, just joking around, having fun with each other. So
Yeah.
getting to channel that through this podcast and just having this platform, which I expected to not be a platform or to be like as big as it's gotten.
Yeah.
We were expecting, I mean, I don't know, I don't even remember what I was expecting numbers wise back in the beginning, but I was not expecting to have as many listens as we have and to be averaging as many listens as we do. And we didn't start off that high. I think it's probably doubled since we started our average amount of views, but
Yeah, it's more than doubled.
it's more than doubled, but it's just been cool to see it grow. And like so many people that I would not expect to enjoy it or listen to it. It's just kind of
That's
crazy.
one of the coolest things for me, like out of the blue, hearing of someone who I haven't even talked to in so long and they're like, email us or DM us and like say they enjoy listening. That's just really cool.
Yeah. And another thing, like, and it came up, the mom's episode will be posted by when
By
we
now,
release
yeah.
this. Yeah. So like something like my mom talked about is like hearing us interact with each other. Like I just realized like how many people actually know how the 5 of us interact with each other. Like very few people actually know about that, just like our friends that hang out with us. So like even our moms don't really know like what goes on when we hang out and stuff, or like what our lives are like. So it's kind of cool that people are allowed to get like a little sneak peek of like what it's like hanging out with us. And I think that's pretty cool.
Deep.
That was a good thought, man.
Good point, Joey.
Yeah.
Well, should we move on? That's highlights for all of us. Should we move on to some statistics?
Yeah.
I'm such a
Absolutely.
stats guy.
So
I'm so ready.
we're going to start with some just random stats that we figured out. So Mike, you want to start with yours?
Yeah. So I went back last night and figured out how many episodes we've each been in and how many intros that we have each done and the number of guests we had, which was a little easier. I'll start off. We've had 23 guests on the
Okay.
podcast.
Which is, when I saw that, I didn't realize it was
Almost
almost half of the
Yeah,
that's a
episodes
lot.
had guests.
And it's not, because some of them are doubled.
So is that people that have been on, or
That's
is that
people that have been
episodes?
on.
Oh, okay.
So
okay.
it's not 23 episodes with guests.
Oh.
And this is also not counting Evan because we just count him as a,
Yeah, he's a member.
he is a
member.
permanent member.
Yeah.
but we did have some double ups. Like we had
Okay.
Annika and Adele and et cetera, et cetera. So 23 guests.
'Kay.
So I would guess just under 20 episodes with guests. So now here's how many intros we've each done
Yeah.
in order from least amount of intros to most. Coming in 5th place with 1 intro is Evan Olstad.
Yeah.
when I
Go
was
Dad.
thinking about that today, I wasn't sure he had any.
I wasn't either, but
was,
then
was that sophomore year in high school?
I don't even remember what it was.
No, it was later on.
Or was it like
I think it
The one
was
with all the
one of the
boys.
ones we did this summer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can't remember what it was, but
Coming in 4th place with 7 intros is Mitchell Pfeiffer.
Attaboy,
Yeah.
Mitch.
In 3rd place with 9 intros is Josh Cruz.
Attaboy.
Podium.
we're on the podium, guys.
made it,
We're on.
Hilbert.
I'll take it.
In 2nd place with 15 intros is Joey Ritzma.
Woo! Second
Yeah,
place is
Joey.
first loser. Let's go.
And in 1st place,
no shock? Production
18
manager.
intros, Micah Clark.
Yeah.
So not that many more than Joey.
And we beat him out by 3.
Yeah, Micah.
Boo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Update. That's just Micah's mom clapping for him. It's the only person.
Yeah, I was guessing I would have had the most, but
Yeah.
me and you were not that far apart.
No.
I definitely knew we were going to be top 2.
Yep.
Now, for number of episodes, in a very similar order,
Yep.
5th place, Evan Olstad, 8, and this is including this one. 8 out of 50 episodes.
Nice.
Yeah.
And Evan,
Go
you joined
Dad.
a lot more this summer, I feel like.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah,
you were in the 2 initial ones and then you weren't back for a while. But
Yeah.
yeah, it's been good to have you more this summer.
Yeah.
And I think we'll get you more in the school year because you'll be living with the guys, so then you can just all plan it.
Yeah.
And I'll be the
Yes,
one
sir.
that's
Joey will be the one that's going.
yeah. R.I.P. Just kidding.
Lamau.
Let us drive.
In 4th place with 25 out of 50, exactly half of the episodes, is Mitchell Pfeiffer.
Oh my
Yeah.
goodness.
Good job, Mitch.
Good work,
Congrats.
Mitch. In 3rd place with 42 out of 50 is Josh Cruz.
Yeah, Josh.
In 2nd place with 46 out of 50 is me, Micah Clark.
Ooh, slacker.
And the number 1 most attended podcaster,
Member.
podcaster,
Podcast member.
Podcasty.
podcastee,
Yeah, maybe that's right.
with
that right?
only missing 1 episode. 49 out of 50 is Joey
Yeah,
Ritzma.
Thank
Joey.
you. Thank
Thank-
you. I'd like to take this moment to
Can't
thank
believe you're not perfect.
my manager, my mother, and
The Academy?
the academy. Yeah.
Spark
God.
Academy.
And-
Spark Academy.
Give it up for
God.
Spark Academy.
Yep.
Michael Scott.
Yep. And Michael Scott.
So that's the fun episode stats I have. I'm kind of wishing now I'd went back and figured out how many minutes of content we had or how many hours.
Oh.
But because podcasts average about an hour and some are a little over, we'll say we have an average 55 hours of content.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is a lot of content.
Which is definitely 245.
Yep.
Yep.
They're the same number.
Yes.
If you really think about it, psychology.
Wait.
Wait.
Psychology.
Psychology.
Another inside joke.
There it is.
That's
All
a
right.
good one.
Let's get to our actual.
Actually, Mike, I have the editing one.
Oh, you have
which
the
I
editing
alluded
one.
to earlier.
Okay.
Oh boy.
So
Oh,
Joey
boy.
has edited 21 episodes.
Yeah.
Nice.
I've edited 28, and Mike has edited 2. And if you did the math, that adds up to 51. That's
Wait,
because for the outdoor one, where I'm gonna combine them in because I edited
Oh.
audio and then Mike edited video.
Oh, okay.
So that's actually closer than I thought. Joey, I was looking, and there's a stretch during the school year where you edited like 6 in a row.
Yeah.
Wow.
And then I edited 1 and you edited 2 more. Then I did 2 and you edited 4. So there was like a stretch at the end of the school year where Joey was carrying the
Joey
editing.
went on like a 13-2 run.
And then Josh just absolutely backpacked it this summer. So
Yeah, this summer
It's-
I've edited all but one.
yeah, it works out really
wow.
good because like I can usually edit them more in the school year. 'Cause
Yeah,
Josh
and
is
I
at
have less bandwidth in the school
yeah.
year.
Yep.
I actually would like to
Like
say,
that
I'd like to make a comment that I think there is one that,
Oh yeah.
do you know what I'm talking about, Joey?
Yeah.
Oh, did Mike take one from
Yeah.
Joey?
Mike took one.
Joey was editing in our dorm and I had nothing to do and he had other homework to do and I
Yeah.
offered to
Which one
edit
was
it for
it?
him.
I have no
it was
idea.
the door trip one.
Oh yeah. And I thought that was actually good because then he could actually hear what
And
the
that's
door
how I
trip-
listened to it.
Oh,
So
sweet. Well, I'm going to change that one to Micah in the Notion table then.
So I've edited 3.
Yep.
And Joey's edited 20.
Okay, let's go to the stats from Anchor. I'm just going to nostalgically call it Anchor because it's a better name than Spotify for podcasters.
Spodcasters.
Spodcasters. All right. Should we just go through the overview things first?
Yep.
Yeah.
Also, disclaimer, we're recording this on August 16 and it's not going to come out like we said for a bit. So these are slightly
Subject to change.
inaccurate statistics for the actual time of the 50th episode, but it's fine.
Just add 200 to whatever
Yeah.
we say.
So total plays right now we're at 7,334.
Let's go.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know. Remember
Sorry,
the
can you
last
repeat that?
milestone.
much?
7,334.
Holy cow.
Joey
That is
was
a
on his
lot.
phone, so he
Sorry.
didn't hear it.
That's a lot.
Hang up and hang out.
And that comes down to plays per episode of 138, which I was remembering when
On
we were
average.
starting, it was between like 50 and
Yeah.
65.
Yep.
So that has gone up quite a bit from the end of this. It kind of started growing at the end of the school year through the summer. We started getting a lot more plays on episodes. Our audience size is 112. I don't know exactly what that's based on.
That's in the last 7
Says
days.
this is the number of distinct devices that streamed any episode for at least 60 seconds or downloaded an episode in the last 7 days. So that's 112. And then we have 106 Spotify followers.
Nice.
That's a lot.
Yep.
So now we're going to go to audience, get some audience demographics.
Let's
Ooh.
go.
First, platforms. From our 106 Spotify followers, this kind of checks, but Spotify is 68.6% of our listeners.
Oh,
So that's the biggest percentage by far. Apple Podcasts is 29.2, and then other is 2.2. I'm guessing what would other be? Probably just on the Anchor platform.
Yeah.
maybe.
Because
Who does that?
our podcast is on Google Podcasts and I think like iHeartRadio.
Oh, yeah.
But
yeah.
I looked at Google and we have like 0 plays on almost every episode.
Oh, really?
And I can't imagine people using iHeartRadio.
Also,
No.
you know what the other probably is? I mean,
It's-
it is Anchor, but you know who it is? It's because
It's
often
you because you listen to them before they post
I often listen to them before they post.
Yep.
on Anchor.
Yep.
So that's probably me.
So you're inflating our numbers.
Or other people
mean, who
might
doesn't
listen
do that?
to them through Anchor too.
He's stat
I know I
patty.
listened to 1 or 2.
Yeah.
Anyways.
Also, do you see the devices one too?
Oh yeah. So iPhone 76.1%, Android 19.3,
Boo.
other 4.7. I guess that could be computer.
Yeah.
Or Samsung smart fridge?
Is that a thing?
Ring doorbell.
Yeah, 3DS.
I only listen to the 245 on my Ring doorbell.
Leapster.
What is
Yes.
that?
What is that?
Leapster.
I don't know what that is.
It was something I had when I was little. It was like kind of like a gaming.
Oh, it's like
yeah,
a
I do
leap
know
pad?
that.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. That.
Yeah,
It had
I
buttons
used
on
to
the
have,
side.
I used to have that too.
Play different games in it.
That's
Oh,
my
man.
favorite device
That's
to
a
watch the 245
throwback.
podcast. Extremely old devices.
Solid device.
Yeah.
Y'all ever listen on the Wii Fitness table?
I know, like I've listened to. Well, I watched the outdoor one like on a smart TV, so it could be some stuff like that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Geographic locations. 99% of our listeners, believe it or not, are in the U.S.
Wow.
We have less than 1% in. We haven't talked about countries in a while. We have less than 1% in Canada, Sweden, India, Australia, Germany, United Kingdom, Italy, Taiwan, Lithuania, Mexico, Norway, Netherlands, Finland, Belgium, Spain, Indonesia, Philippines, Romania, and Brazil.
Wow.
Dang.
If you're using a VPN, let us know. We want to know who's this one person.
NordVPN, we're still waiting for that
Wilson.
sponsorship.
Yeah.
NordVPN, Doritos, Lay's. I feel like there's one more.
Chocolate milk.
Kemp's chocolate milk.
We want chocolate milk to
We
sponsor us.
should start pushing for that too.
Yeah.
Anyways,
NordVPN.
any of those people can reach out to us.
Josh, you should go
Please.
into the United
Yeah,
States.
that's what I'm doing next. So in the United States, we have 69% of our listeners from Minnesota, 11% from Iowa, 6% from Illinois, 3% from Wisconsin, 2 from Missouri, 1 in California, and less than 1% in a bunch of other states.
You can go even deeper than
Yep.
that too.
I'm still going.
Oh my word.
By county.
In Minnesota, we have 51% in Minneapolis, 27% in St. Paul. And I'm guessing those are because we have only 2% in Blaine, and like I'm sure it's more than 2% in Blaine. So I'm guessing these are a little skewed. And Minneapolis and St. Paul just kind of take surrounding areas as well.
They are the Google of Minnesota.
The Google of Minnesota.
They're hogging.
So yeah, a bunch of different little towns. And then we're going back to Iowa.
Yo-ya.
The top percentage town in Iowa is Sioux Center, 33%,
Really?
which checks out because that's where Dort is. And that's like me.
That's it.
Sioux Center.
Josh
I
is
was
33%.
thinking
Josh.
Dana like listens on the way to and from Dort, so she doesn't, I don't think she listens much at Dort. I don't know who else at Dort actually listens. I don't know.
Josh,
Maybe
you got to be
it's just
promoting this
me.
more at Dort.
Come on, man.
We have so many
Nah.
UNW people listening to this.
What if
I'm
we
good,
did
actually.
What if we did 2-4 live at Dort?
No, that would not be good. Then we have 26% at Sheldon, which is where my cousins live. That's my Aunt Amy and all my cousins. So that makes sense. Number 3 is Bondurant. Number 4 is Ankeny, and Bondurant and Ankeny is where the Mahonies are from. So they're kind of
Lockdown.
carrying central Iowa,
Let's go.
Not just the podcast, just in general.
just
Yeah.
in general.
Yeah.
And then a few other towns in Iowa with small percentages as well. We have some stats that are only gathered from Spotify. So these are only from like the 70% of listeners that listen on Spotify. We have 67% male listeners, 32% female, and that's flipped from the beginning of the
Yeah.
podcast. Because
I guess we lost Riz as we went on.
No, I think as more people listened, like our moms took up a smaller percentage. So
That's
I mean,
true.
there's only so many moms.
yeah.
That's true.
And then age, this is interesting, I think. So 39% of our listeners are from 0 to 17. So that would be like most high
Minors.
schoolers. Yeah. And then another 39% equal percentage block is 18 to 22. So that's like college kids
So 80% of our listeners are
under 22.
like college and younger, which
Yeah.
which checks.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. And then we have 7.4% from 23 to 27, 2.6% from 28 to 34, 3.9% from 36 to 44, and then 8% from 45 to 59.
Our parents.
So yeah, that's where our parents bumped that percentage up a little,
0% 60 plus.
Yeah. So we got to.
which is not true because I know my grandpa has listened to a few episodes.
Yeah. My grandparents do too. So we need to. But that's definitely a market that we can break into.
I think so.
Yeah, I think breaking into the 60 plus market is on the agenda for season 2.
I think if we did a
a
few
good
more.
goal.
If we did a few more like jazz breaks, maybe like bathroom
Honestly,
break.
gotta do
I'm
a
thinking
2-4.
I'm thinking of incorporating like more music and background stuff.
Yeah,
into
we
season
gotta
2
do
'cause
that, yeah.
it just
Clips
makes it,
and stuff.
makes it fun.
Yeah.
Also, Josh, I just saw that we are actually on the last 30 days for those statistics. So it's actually a lot higher for 0 to 17 for all time.
Okay.
So 34% for 0 to 17, 28% for 18 to 22, and 15.8% for 45 to 59.
Okay. So in the last 30 days, our parents have been slacking.
Yeah. Come on, Mom.
Come on,
Come on, Mom.
Dad.
That's good for stats. Actually, we'll do episode rankings like top 5.
Yeah.
So number 1 is Talking with Mr. Teen,
Yeah.
292 plays.
That's a ton of plays.
Yeah.
Oh my
It
goodness.
still consistently goes up, and
Yeah.
I cannot believe it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Number 41 is A Roller Coaster Love Story, which has 255. That
Wait,
one-
that's number 2?
Yeah.
Oh, that's
Holy
because the
crap.
whole family
Because
listened to it.
every Schumacher listened to that,
Yeah.
and like every Hustody. So It was also right around the time of the wedding. So
Oh, they were
Yeah.
all talking
They're
about it.
all
So
like-
that got boosted.
Caleb
by
and Jalen were in the
large
spotlight.
fan
That's
base.
ridiculous. We need to delete some listens from that.
I don't think we can do that.
Yeah.
Number 3 is Bucket List with the Boys feat Annika Stone, which has 230.
Nice.
So coming in with a solid
Deserved.
third. And then we mentioned this, but number 2 is freshman year and number 4 is junior
mean
year. And
4
those
and
were
5.
from, those were the episode numbers that I was saying. So number
Yeah.
4 is freshman year, number 5 is junior year, which were from our high school episodes.
Yeah. And also, almost all of our episodes have over 100 listens.
Yeah.
Which checks.
And by almost all of them, I mean like all of them except for a couple. So, I mean, I'll say one of them is the one that came out like 3 days ago. So
Oh,
that one's
okay.
still making its climb.
Oh,
Yeah. All right. Next, we're going to actually, let's take a quick break. So I prompted ChatGPT for the Donald Trump and the Yoda message. So we're going to have Evan and Mitch read those. Evan, you want to start?
Sure.
So
Yeah,
this
give me
is
one
a message from Donald Trump for the 245 podcast.
All right, I'm going to try and do my best to read it in his voice. Big congratulations to the incredible 245 podcasters on reaching a fantastic milestone. Your 50th episode, just like I promised, you're making podcasting great again, and nobody does it better than you. Your dedication and hard work are truly remarkable. Keep those microphones buzzing and those ideas flowing, because you're showing the world what it means to win in the world of podcasts. Here's to your continued success and many more episodes of greatness ahead.
Good job,
Hey,
Evan.
If
if that doesn't deserve a golf clap, I don't know what does.
That was if Donald
Wow.
Trump was
Guys.
born in
Thank you,
the
Donald.
UK.
I know. There's some like English in there. English
I know.
accent.
I think that the intonation and like speed and some of the mannerisms were really good. I don't know where the accent came
Yeah.
from, but it was funny.
I don't know.
Evan, that was a valiant effort.
Yeah, that was really good.
A plus.
I
Yeah.
enjoyed it a lot.
Also, that does sound like him too. Like the writing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The win-win-win was so
The first ones weren't super good, so I had to keep prompting it to get a better length. And then I also like said, add in some like catchphrases from his campaign. So
Oh.
The
that's
microphone
why-
is buzzing.
Yeah. All right, Mitch, let's hear from Yoda.
All right. Gotta get in the character here. All right, we're calibrated.
Calibrated.
A milestone reached it is. Congratulations to the valiant 245 podcasters on your 50th episode. A path of words and wisdom you have woven, yes. Dedication and creativity, strong they are in you. Much to learn you still have, but far you have come. May the force of storytelling guide you. Keep sharing your thoughts and voices. A powerful way it is to connect. The journey continues, yes. Exciting adventures ahead may you have. Congrats, we offer.
Wow.
Were
was
the noises like written in
Yes,
the script?
It was
ChatGPT
just-
wrote,
Oh
Wrote,
my
Wow.
wrote HMMM.
I thought you were adding that in.
No, like that's what ChatGPT did.
Yeah,
golf-
Mitch,
golf
Mitch
clap
did
for
that
me.
Yeah.
verbatim.
Thank you.
That
Guys,
was
like,
really good.
I can't wait until like full theater shows are like written by ChatGPT, and I'm so excited. I'm
be
so
crazy.
here for it.
All right. Good intermission there. It's crazy how we're getting recognized by like such famous people.
I
But
know.
next we're going to talk about something that was brought up by Justin actually, and that is podcast trivia. So because this is the end of season 1, we decided that would be a good place to kind of break and make some trivia for you guys. So me and Joey have been grinding listening to episodes. We're listening back to every episode to figure out a trivia question from each episode. Then we're going to put them all in a Google form. And as you can maybe tell from the tense I'm using, we haven't done this yet. We aren't all the way done. We're a good chunk done, but still some to listen to. Still need to make like the actual Google form, but hopefully that'll be done by the time this episode comes out. And we're planning to put this on our website. So check our website. There should be by this time a new tab for podcast trivia. And basically how it's going to work is the first question is going to be, I completed this with no help from the internet or from re-listening to episodes. So that's going to be like the true test. You're just going to go on the form, fill out all the questions, and then we'll see what you got. And the second one you can click is like, I got help from like re-listening to episodes or looking things up. I don't think there are that many that Google would help you with.
No.
But
No.
you can also do that if you want to like go back and listen and try and get a perfect score or something.
Yeah.
But those will be 2 different categories. So there will be like a top person for no assistance and then a top person for like, because those do show different things. Like one is retention and remembering random things, and one is like dedication to actually going back and grinding through episodes.
And also remembering, does it say what episode it's from?
Yes. So it's going to be like, the first question will be from episode 1,
Oh, okay.
blank, and then a question.
Wait, is there one from each episode?
Yes. So there will be 50
okay.
questions.
Got
and I
it.
might have a few bonus episodes.
Okay.
Not bonus episodes, bonus
Questions.
questions at the end for like, just extra credit. So there might be a few more than 50. But yeah, I think we'll have it done. Yeah, we have another mowing week. So
we'll be good.
last
Yeah.
week I listened to so many episodes that this week I did hardly any because I was so tired of listening to our voices. between that and editing, I never want to hear myself talk again.
That's fair.
But I think it should be fun. And then I don't know, maybe we'll have to have some sort of prize. We'll
Yeah.
definitely announce like who won and stuff like that.
Like the top 3 people or
Yeah.
something like that. I will say I feel like it's gonna be very difficult. I mean, I don't know exactly how Josh did it for his, but for mine, like I listened to like one specific fact or sentence that someone said, and the chances
I would say the difficulty varies a lot.
yeah.
Like
yeah.
some will be really hard, which is how we want it to be, because if they were all like really general easy things, people would get too many right. So it's going to be difficult.
I'm really excited to see who wins, because I feel like the people that like our moms will know us. So some of those questions, like they'll just be able to get.
I was trying to be intentional to do questions that weren't just like general knowledge. So like just by knowing us, you would know them. Most of them, like you would have had to actually listen. Like
Yeah.
it's something podcast specific,
Yeah.
because otherwise just our family or friends would have an advantage.
Yeah. So have fun with that.
I'm
Let the
curious to
games
see
begin.
how I'm going to do with that. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll probably, I won't take it because I made
won't-
them, but
I won't
like
take it either, but
Mitch and Joey,
I
Mitch
definitely
and
will.
Mike and Evan can maybe take it and see how they do. Evan, you'll probably be, I mean, obviously at a disadvantage because you weren't there for a lot and you haven't listened to probably
Yeah,
a
I
lot of the
haven't
ones
really
that you
listened
haven't
to
been
many.
on. So
It's okay. We forgive you.
yeah. And also question format will vary. Like some are multiple choice, some will be short answer. So that's why
Ooh.
it might take a while. We'll probably, I don't know. I haven't decided totally how we'll do it. Maybe like I should probably decide that now because this is the information you'll get on it. I would say we'll probably have it open for the 2 weeks we're going on break. And then after that, I'll like start working on quote unquote grading them. And like, cause for short answers, people might answer it slightly different and I'll just need to figure out what's right and what's not. But yeah, go to the website, take the 245 trivia quiz, claim your spot as the number 1 fan, basically.
Yeah, this is, you all keep claiming various things of being number 1 fan. This is an actual test.
Yeah.
So we can find out who is the real number 1 fan.
guys,
Not just the ones that start with a G, not just the fatherly fans, not just the whatever. The number 1 true,
Number 1 homeschool
Most-
fan under 16.
yeah, number 1 most knowledgeable fan.
okay, I feel I just came up with an idea. I feel like we got to do like a traveling trophy, and then someone gets the mantle of number 1 podcast guest or fan.
Like whoever wins
for
the
1
season
year.
trivia.
You get 1 year, and then we pass it on to somebody
That's
else.
a good idea.
You got to have it like on the front of the trophy. There's like multiple plates that you can put it on
Yeah,
for all
we-
the years.
Yep, and then when next season we can just make the questions as we do the podcast.
I know.
And then we don't
That's
have
what
to-
I've been doing since we decided to do trivia.
Yeah.
So like I have one for the last 5 episodes just
Yeah.
from editing them and as we've done them.
Yep.
Nice.
So that'll be a lot easier if we just know we're doing it for next year. That's a good idea, Joey. Traveling trophy.
Thank you. Thank
All
you.
in favor, say aye.
Aye. This is how the board meetings go, just like that.
And they're done in like 10 seconds.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's insane.
We have 5-minute board meetings. It's ridiculous.
Yeah. Also, speaking of like what's to come, I do want to talk about that, but I do want to quick say while I'm thinking about it, if you have not already, everyone should have their merch by now. When this episode's coming out, send in a picture of you in your merch, and we will feature you on the 245 Instagram. So send it in 2.4.5.podcast@gmail.com. That email is also in the description of this episode. send in a picture of yourself and your family or whoever has the merch, and we'll post it on the Instagram. So yeah, thanks to all those who bought it. But yeah, speaking of next season or this next year, should we talk about like what's to come or
we
what
should
we're
talk
thinking,
about
or?
one other thing first.
Okay.
This is about tomorrow.
Oh, tomorrow,
Bonus episode.
the sun will come out. Tomorrow?
True. Tomorrow the sun will
Tomorrow,
come out.
Bet your bottom dollar.
Tomorrow.
Bet your bottom dollar that tomorrow.
Tomorrow.
No, tomorrow's a bonus episode,
I love
which
you.
we've never done before.
Yep.
So we're breaking the weekly posting routine and
What?
doing a bonus episode after
No way.
season 1. So
Let's go.
you can look out for that tomorrow. Obviously, maybe you want to save it because there will be 2 weeks where we won't post. So you can just like
smart.
listen
Yep.
it to there is somewhere in between. So you can like, I don't know, get through the 2 weeks where we don't post weekly.
I know it's
Just
gonna be
kidding,
tough.
guys. I know no one is that reliant on us, which is a very good thing. So
Yes.
You can always go back and listen to old episodes.
Yep.
this is true. But yeah, we're excited about that. So we hope you enjoy the bonus episode.
What? It'll come out 8 a.m. on tomorrow,
Yeah,
Saturday.
I'm thinking 8 a.m. on the Saturday after this one comes out.
Epic.
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 But yeah, now let's talk about plans for the future or hopes or any reflective thoughts back on season 1. Popcorn Evan.
Yeah, future hopes. Let's see here.
Evan has so many future hopes.
No, I honestly really like doing the rating system of the sports.
More
That was
tier
really-
lists.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
I
Well,
think
more
we should
tier
be
lists.
doing more
Tier
of that.
lists are
Just
where
like,
it's at.
yeah, more structural things, I guess.
Even if it's not like a dedicated episode,
That's what
Yeah.
an engineer would say.
Evan just wants more structure.
No, but
I
yeah, that was
agree.
really fun actually.
Yeah.
Just
I'm down for that.
We'll do like yard games, like we said.
yeah, that'll be fun.
Other random stuff. There's a lot of things you can make a tier list about.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah. I mean,
Members of the podcast,
dude, that's
fans.
fans.
I mean, after we get the results of this trivia, we'll
That's
know.
how that's how we announce
We
it.
did decide on the mom podcast that moms
Are always
occupy the S tier.
yeah,
And
always
then
number
Always.
one.
Top fans under that would just be A tier.
Yeah,
Yep.
pretty much.
Popcorn Mitch.
Future hopes. I hope to be more than 50% in the episodes.
That's a good,
That's a-
very
Dude, this-
quantitative goal.
This
like,
is like what they do at Eaglebrook. We'll each come up with specific goals, and then we'll meet halfway through the year about
Yeah.
like
see
how
if you're
we're-
on track.
Okay, I'll start building like the brand and like vision culture that we're gonna do for the podcast, and I'll be in charge of that. Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
We'll have to get more funding to get Mitch on more episodes, though.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
Yep.
You know,
Which
it,
is
it does.
expensive.
Yeah, I do get like
Pay
30 an
grade.
hour as the CEO.
Yep.
You know, per episode I'm on. So you know, it's money.
we use it. We use them sparingly.
Yes.
We can only
my
afford them half the
airtime
time.
is very expensive. So
we can
Might
only
need to be
afford them half the
using
you
time.
know, yeah.
Might need to use some iPhone microphones instead of these nice ones.
Honestly, Might
Yeah,
need
come
to-
back on the
Pull
budget
out
a little
voice
bit.
memos.
Yeah.
Got to sell some more merch.
Yep.
Anyways, so that's something that I want to do. Yeah, I obviously agree with the tier list. I think those are a lot of fun. It's good to have some like fun banter about like the tier list and where we place stuff. So
A lot of tension.
yeah,
It's-
a lot of tension times.
Yeah, it's fun to like debate about stuff that really doesn't matter that much.
Yeah.
Like who cares?
like
what
really
sports I'm-
fickle things.
Yeah. So
So-
I think we'll have to do that a lot.
That'll be fun. What else? I don't know. I just kind of like. I want to see the array of guests that we have for this next season. I think it'll be good. I think people want to be on here more because, like I've said in the beginning, people weren't super wanting to be on here, but now that we're big time, now people want to be on airtime.
Oh yeah.
So, yeah, that's me done. Popcorn. Choosh.
I had a few things in mind. One was getting some people from Dort on the podcast, whether that be friends at Dort or maybe even a professor or two.
Dude, we should get that film guy.
Mark Volkers.
Yes.
Yeah, that would be interesting.
Micah Clark. Oh shoot.
Micah Clark, the film guy.
Could have been.
No, but I have a few people in mind that I think would be fun. That it'll get logistically tough, I think. Just calling in 2 people. I'm not sure quite how it will work, but I think we can figure something out. So I think that would be really fun. I still am thinking, still have 2-minute Tuesdays on my mind, or 10-minute Tuesdays,
Yep.
Or 10-second.
or 10-second. Well, then it ceases to become TMT. So I feel like it needs to. I think 2 minutes would be the shortest, but if it stays in minutes, it can be any number starting with T.
10 milliseconds.
That works.
Triple
10
minute
milliseconds,
Tuesday.
Triple minute, 3 minutes.
Wow, that's clever.
But
Mitch.
no, I think it
Thank
would be fun to do some of those shorter bonus episodes on Tuesdays. We'll see if that happens. We're not going to promise anything because we've done that before and then it just doesn't happen and people get so mad.
Yeah, those will
disappointed.
be sporadic.
Furious.
Just kidding. No one gets mad, but I do think that would be fun. And we have some hopes for guests. I'm not going to name any names, but I think we have some ideas for some people that would be really fun to have on. A few more high school teachers. That's always fun because we can talk about memories from high school. So yeah, I think that's it. Popcorn, yoey.
Nice. Okay, so I just made a quick list while you guys were coming up with some stuff. One thing I wrote down was like having different guests. Like we've done a lot of like teachers and friends, trying to like branch out and see who else would be willing to come on the podcast. And along that like same vein, I think.
That works.
Yeah.
Pete Sola.
I mean, yeah.
Yes.
So
I mean, actually, that's a perfect example of like more famous people. No, but just like
Young Gravy.
I think it'd be fun. I think it'd be fun to ask people that are gonna like turn us down. Like, let's start pushing it a little bit and like just
Honestly, yeah.
see, because I think more people than you think would be willing to just come and jump on the podcast for an hour.
Hornbeak.
Yeah, I mean, we haven't been turned down, right? Asking anyone for a guest that said like we wouldn't be willing. People have said like
Our goal for this year is to be turned down.
yes, and I think that's a very good goal.
Yeah.
Of asking someone who's like, no, I'm not
Getting
willing.
rid of our fear of rejection.
Yeah, that's how we do it. Also, like I feel like we can get more creative just like with editing and stuff like Josh was talking about. Just like adding clips and stuff.
Yeah.
I think that
The
would
thing you run into there is time,
Yeah.
which we don't have a ton of
no, we don't.
ever. But hopefully adding in some creative stuff
Yeah,
like that.
yeah, more like that. And then I was also just thinking of just more creative like episode ideas. I don't want to give too many away, but like I always thought it'd be fun to get someone we know to pick someone that we don't know to come on the pod.
A mystery guest.
And
Ooh.
we get introduced to this human being who we've never met, like on air. Like they walk in and we start. And I think that would just be so wild to
That'd
see
be
how
cool.
that goes. It'd also be fun to like sit out on the campus somehow and just like sit somewhere in the public and just see if we could do like a really long episode. Just whoever walks
2-4
by.
live.
Yeah, whoever
And the
walked
campus
by.
green.
Also 2-4 live. I think we should like unironically do that sometime. Like
Yeah.
we should figure out a way to make that happen.
try to like do that in the stud or something.
That'd be so fun.
And have like live people and they can like ask questions. And yeah, we just have a bunch of fun. I was thinking
Dude.
about different stuff we can do for that. And that would be absolutely wild. But it's the fun, the best part about the podcast is like, we don't care. Like
Yeah.
we can just do whatever we want to do.
And if some stuff fails, that's okay.
Yeah, that's fine. We literally just do it for us. So that makes it really fun because we can do whatever and we don't have to worry about it. We can take a month off if we want. So that's kind of fun.
I just had a weird
disappear,
idea
We'll know what happens. Sorry,
for
Mitch. Go ahead.
2-4 live. What if like alternative chapel?
SDC credit.
People would be flocking.
Dude, that would be crazy.
That's
Sorry, I'm just dropping bombs here. You know how it is.
That's kind of funny. That's actually a good idea, Mitch. I don't know if they would allow that, but
No, they definitely would not. But
we could it could be an off-brand alternative chapel. So
Yeah.
it doesn't get to be marketed like in chapel.
Yeah.
We could like put up signs around campus.
yeah.
It'd be so good.
Anyways, I interrupted you, Josh.
No, you
Oh.
didn't. I interrupted you, and my thought was not important.
Oh, okay. Cool.
Yeah. But those were just some of the things. And it's just like the horizon's open. Or what's that saying? We have a broad horizon. What's that saying? There's a saying. Something about horizon and like opportunities.
Arisen?
Maybe I'm just making stuff up.
There's more over the horizon.
I don't know. Maybe I was tripping there.
Somewhere over the rainbow.
It's kind of past my bedtime.
Get a bigger boat?
There's another patch of grass.
Options are open. I'll just say that. And
Doors are open.
yeah. There's a lot of different things that we could do.
Windows are down.
The window's open, so is
we
that
need
door.
to end this. Who has everyone talked?
I have not talked.
Popcorn Mike.
I think that this season is just the beginning.
This season is the origin story.
This season is just one part of the series, right, Mitch and Evan?
Yeah.
You guys know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
This is just
Yeah.
one part of the series.
Yeah.
No, I was kind of saying that to be like dramatic and kind of cheesy, but
It's like Thor Ragnarok.
it is a lot like Thor Ragnarok. So I do think there's a lot of places this podcast can go. Many have been said already. I think there's a lot of guests we can do, more unique guests, more creative episode ideas. And I don't know how long we're going to keep doing this. I hope we can keep doing it for a long time. I don't know like where the rest of the guys are at on this, like how they're feeling, but like I'm willing. It's been tough at times to get an episode out every single week for the past year, but we've done it. I think we can do it again.
Yeah.
And I think we can make it happen. And I've really enjoyed it. I hope we can keep doing this for a long time. Even after college would be fun.
Dude, I'm hungry for more.
Mitch is hungry for more and hungry for T-Bell probably
Give me more
too.
pods. Yeah.
So I think we can go to a lot of cool places. I'm excited for the guests we have lined up for next season, the episode ideas we have lined up for next season, and just, what's going to be different, but it'll mostly be the same. Nothing's really going to change. So
Same but different.
come back next season for another great season of the same thing, but even better.
Hopefully, if you guys liked it first season, that you'll still like it second season.
Hopefully.
That's the hope. All right. Shall we wrap this one up?
Wrap it up like this season.
This season.
This
Man,
season.
I'm getting
It's
emotional,
an
guys.
easy
Man.
one.
Man.
Guys, let's all cry into the mic. 3, 2, 1.
See, this is how you know we're good friends.
just
when we can,
harmonize.
when we just know what to do without having to say it.
Yeah.
We all knew to do that exact same
Yep.
cry.
Yeah. Oh,
Really good.
Oh, before we end, I do want to thank like all the listeners. Like you guys make it
Yeah.
so much fun. Thanks for
Yes.
emailing. We love the interaction. That's kind of what makes it like if you just listen, you're just a number.
That's a huge
And
part
to
of our
us,
podcast.
you're so much more than a number.
You're a 245.
You're an email.
You're a story.
You are a writer.
yeah.
You are an hour of content.
You are an unpaid intern. So, but seriously, all jokes aside, thank you guys so much for listening. That makes it a lot more fun and gives us motivation to keep it going. So thanks for listening.
For
And
sure.
I do want to have more episodes next season, like the Forbidden Movies one, where we like get the audience to send in things about
Yeah.
our topic.
Yep.
And I really liked I don't remember what episode it was, but it was when Annika's sister sent in the audio clip.
Oh, yes. That was so good.
If you have a way to send us
Voice
an
memos.
audio clip,
Text us voice memos.
that'd be so much fun to do that. And I also want to thank Letterman Sports too. They were a huge help in getting our merch sent out and just in sponsoring us in that way. And they definitely did not charge us the amount they would charge people normally. So they definitely we didn't have to pay as much for certain things, and just a big blessing. So big shout out to them.
Yeah, that
Any-
was awesome.
Letterman.
Any
Made March easy.
hockey apparel, like school apparel or
boy.
custom apparel, go to Letterman Sports in Blaine or Plymouth and check that out. The owners are pretty cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mike legally obligated to say that, but
Yep.
it's
Yep.
also
Yeah.
true.
Okay. Anything else? I feel like we have to do one final golf clap and then sign off.
Golf clap for the listeners. Thank you all.
Yes.
I'm not crying, you're crying.
It's not you, it's me.
Someone's cutting onions.
Guys, it's only 2
Onions
weeks. It'll
have
be okay.
layers.
I'm just sweating from my eyes
All right, guys.
for the last time.
We're actually wrapping this up
Yes.
right now. Thank you all for listening. We hope you enjoyed the season finale of season 1, episode 50. Thank you all for listening and hope you all have a great day.
Catch you on the flippity flip.
See you in the next season.
Peace out, boys.
Peace out, gigs.